Let's continue with the story of Saladin. Although Saladin successfully captured Jerusalem and drove out the Crusaders, he knew very well that the European Crusaders would never give up easily. They would certainly return. Indeed, when news of the Holy City's fall reached Europe, it caused a tremendous shock. The Pope immediately seized upon this as a justification to launch the Third Crusade. This time, almost all the most important monarchs of Europe joined the campaign, including Richard the Lionheart, King of England, Frederick I Barbarossa, the red-bearded Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, Philip II of France. The three mighty rulers set out at the same time with overwhelming force, their goal fixed on Jerusalem. However, Frederick Barbarossa drowned while crossing a river on his way to the Holy Land, abruptly ending what could have been a decisive contribution to the campaign. Wikipedia. The remaining key commanders were Richard and Philip. After arriving, Richard soon laid siege to Acre. Saladin rushed to reinforce it, and the two sides confronted each other. Just as the situation grew tense, a plague broke out in the Crusader camp, and Philip chose to withdraw, leaving Richard to stand alone. Unwilling to return home empty-handed, Richard decided to stay and fight Saladin. At this time, Saladin was fighting on his home ground, with abundant troops and high morale. He even treated his enemy with courtesy, once sending Richard fresh water and fruit to show that he remained in full control of the situation. But this calm confidence also gave Richard a chance. After recovering from his injuries, Richard launched a fierce attack and soon captured Acre. After the victory, Richard ordered the execution of more than 2,000 Muslim prisoners, commonly recorded as around 2,700, which enraged Saladin. Saladin then executed a portion of his Crusader captives in retaliation. Wikipedia. The two armies then clashed outside the city with mixed results, though Saladin's forces held a slight advantage overall. During one battle, Richard's horse was struck down and he fell to the ground. Instead of capturing him, Saladin ordered that he be treated with respect and even sent him a horse, saying, "It is unworthy for a king to fight on foot." Richard mounted the horse, returned to camp, and once again launched an offensive, forcing Saladin to fall back and defend Jerusalem. In the end, Richard realized that he could not take Jerusalem in the short term. With the political situation in England becoming urgent, he had no choice but to return home. Before leaving, he reached a truce with Saladin. The Treaty of Jaffa, 1192. Jerusalem would remain under Islamic control, but Christians were permitted to safely make pilgrimages to the Holy City. While coastal cities such as Acre, already captured by the Crusaders, would remain under their control. Wikipedia. Saladin died in March 1193 in Damascus, concluding a legendary and eventful life. Wikipedia. He became known for his tolerance and bravery. His refusal to kill surrendered enemies and his courteous treatment of adversaries earned him admiration even among Europeans, where many knights regarded him as a model of chivalry. After Saladin's death, the Crusades continued to rise and fall. In the early 13th century, the Holy Roman Empire saw the rise of an extraordinary ruler, Frederick II, a man of vast learning. He was considered a genius of his age, fluent in multiple languages, passionate about science and scholarship, author of works on falconry, and knowledgeable in astronomy, mathematics, and medicine. Unlike others, Frederick captured Jerusalem during the Sixth Crusade, 1228 to 1229, not through massive warfare, but through marriage alliances and diplomacy. He negotiated his rights to Jerusalem and achieved effective control, or at least titular authority, without major battles. Wikipedia. Overall, from 1096 to 1291, the major campaigns for the Holy Land lasted nearly 2 centuries. The number of crusades varies in different sources, commonly listed as 8 or 9 major expeditions. These campaigns were driven by religious fervor and political ambition, yet filled with absurdities and tragedies. The Fourth Crusade was diverted to attack Constantinople, leading to its sack in 1204, exposing the worldly calculations hidden beneath the banner of holy war. Moving forward, events such as the so-called Children's Crusade around 1212 added further sorrow. Even so, the Crusades were not without positive outcomes. Prolonged contact between East and West facilitated cultural, technological, and intellectual exchange. Through their encounters with the Eastern world, Europeans gradually realized their own shortcomings. This laid the groundwork for later developments such as intellectual awakening, the Reformation, and the Renaissance. All right, that's all for today. In the next section, we will continue with the story of the Mamluks,